All right.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me now?
I certainly can.
All right.
Let me get my screen set up here. You guys getting a bit of a heat wave out there.
Yeah. We turned the AC on last night. So it got hot enough to turn the AC on.
Okay. My AC is obviously set much higher so that it doesn't come on until it gets to be a problem. But so far, it doesn't appear to have come on. The in temperature, I've got it set at 80 F, and the in-house temperature, at least in the neighborhood of the thermostat, has never gotten above 80. As a matter of fact, it hasn't gotten above about someplace in the high 70s. So
we were 77 yesterday, and I think we're 84 today.
Well, earlier you were higher than that.
Yeah.
Because according to my handy dandy SDR monitoring device,
it was warmer than that, was it?
Well, right now it's about 83 or 84.
Okay.
But the peak temperature, now this is on the outside of the house, and it's in an area which theoretically never gets direct sun. So it is against the house. Well, I'd love to have it as against the garage, because if you have an area that's neither heated nor air conditioned, then it's not going to affect the thing as much. But in any case, I think that it got to about 88 earlier today. Let me just take a quick look at where it is now.
My watch said that the high was going to be 84, but you know how weathermen predict stuff. So.
Well, you know, it is a prediction. That's the whole point, I think.
Okay,
the temperature right now is 83.12.
Yeah.
In Milford, and the high point today, let me scan back through, was 87. So
yeah, well, now my watch has changed and said that the high was 86. So I believe that.
Yep.
Anyway, it was hot enough to turn the AC on. That's all I know.
Yeah, well, what I have to do with my Milford AC is just keep it cool enough so that it doesn't damage anything. I've long since given up on house plants and so forth and so on there, but particularly when I'm not there, we have always the statutory poinsettia at Christmas time, but the rest of the house plants have, I think in some cultures they say expired. either from the temperatures or from lack of water. One of these days I'm going to set up an Arduino with a little watering device, but I haven't gotten that far down on my list of to-do things. Say Grand Poobah.
Yo.
And Mike's here, and Barry snuck in too. Barry is incognito.
So Jim, do you have any automated watering devices installed?
Not me. Automated watering sites.
You know, things to water the house plants and so forth and so on.
Oh, we're going to have a big one installed up here, aren't we, Leroy? Huh? A happy one.
A happy one, what?
It's yeah, for medical purposes, of course.
What's this?
We're going to have a medical marijuana farm.
Oh, yeah.
Pop up in the neighborhood.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we thought that would be out near Art, but no, it's we're catching up with you, Art.
Well, we've had medical marijuana since the late 90s. It was approved.
Probably since you were, 7, 8 years old, I would imagine.
Well, I wasn't here when I was 7 or 8 years old. When I was 7 or 8 years old, I was in Columbus, Ohio, not far from you guys. But whatever they call it when you have marijuana for fun, that's been legal since January 1, 2018. The thing is that medical marijuana in Ohio, I looked into that just to see what was going on there. And yeah, they have it, but the hoops you got to jump through to access it, you don't quite have to be in hospice, but close. So, at any rate, but Michigan's had recreational marijuana and medical marijuana now for several years.
Yeah, I saw that background, Leroy.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. You got yours working.
Yeah, I found a green fleece, like a picnic blanket.
Yeah.
And I got some of those rare earth magnets.
Yep.
And it's strong enough to hold it up on the nails in the drywall.
Really?
So all I've
Those
got
are
to do
nails
is
in the
just
ceiling or nails in the wall?
in the wall. So it's just it's hung on the
Yep.
hung on the wall with magnets. So I can just slide the magnets aside and it comes right down.
That's great.
That's what I'm using to hold. I'm using magnets to hold it onto my workbench.
Oh, okay.
And I went to Harbor Freight and bought a bunch of their 99-cent magnets, and they work great. Those things are like super strong. So
yeah,
those rare earth magnets are very, very strong.
Yeah, they're super strong. So I've got like 12 of them holding it up, but of course my workbench is metal, so it's not, it's not like holding them to the nails or anything.
It's not pulling the nails out of the wall, is it, Mike?
No. It barely holds the
just enough to hold it up there. Yeah.
That's a sheet or a blanket?
It's a fleece blanket. Like probably 5x4. Just a small picnic one I used to carry in the car.
But it's a lot thicker than a sheet would be, though, right?
Yes. More like a fleece.
And it's flat. You can tell it's flat because there's not wavy lines in it or whatever, like I get.
Yeah. Now my next screen, I think I need to capture Kenny and do a screen capture of him when he's not sitting at his desk, and or maybe Jim, have that ceiling fan in my background.
Right. Put the office back there or something. So
yeah.
So it looks like you're somewhere else.
Yeah, or if Art gets up and moves away, go click, take a little screen capture of it. And
Oh yeah, my pile of crap behind me. Yeah.
Here, I'm in the back cave now, so
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I went and got a bunch of new things to put up there.
Oh. Is that the 66?
99.
99, right?
Yeah, the Oval Office would be a good one.
There you go. It's the it's the upside down 66 part.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I'll have to go dig that out of my garage. I haven't looked at that for probably 10 years at least. I don't know if it still even runs.
The Batmobile.
That one take a better look at that there, Barry.
The one before it was the Batmobile, and he was
One
saying it was
before-
out in his garage. So
The one before it was the Batmobile.
So what's that one?
That would be the Black Beauty.
Oh,
That would be the Green Hornet's car, or the Black Beauty. Yeah, the Green Beauty. See, I figured if Vicente was complaining that I was Batman, I would just become the Green Hornet. So,
okay.
but Vicente's not here to enjoy my my background. So,
I wish screen sharing was enabled.
oh, you do wish that. I
Yeah.
can fix that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you should be able to share a screen.
Oh, okay.
I've got a soldering question. There we go.
Okay.
So you're just showing your screen, right, Jim?
It's a picture of it's a snapshot of the screen.
So if I need to point to somebody, I know where they are.
Except we might change. We might randomly move around.
How do they determine the order on the screen? Is it alphabetical by your first?
I think it's by the order that you join the room.
Leroy said it's the best looking one on the top left.
Let's see. I was in the room first, and then Art came, and then Barry. Then I don't know if I clicked on Jim first or if I clicked on Mike first, but because you both showed up about the same time, so I think that's the I think it's by the order in which you arrive in the room.
What's with the SATA cable?
SATA cable.
I thought you were waving a SATA cable around.
No, it's a USB-C cable. It just looks like one of those flat SATA cables. And it's because it was sitting on my desk and nervous hands, and I'll put it over there. There, I won't have to look at it anymore.
Hey, who put up the pump?
I did.
Okay.
So you need a microcontroller to interface with that,
Yeah.
but it's got a moisture sensor in it, and then it can be timed to release a certain amount of water a day or whatever.
Okay.
So that might work for you.
And this is from where?
They're a Chinese company.
Okay.
So if you find that you probably could find that in the States. Probably DigiKey probably carries it, but you'll probably end up paying more for it in the long run. If you don't need it right away, it's just cheaper to order it from China.
Well, I don't need it here because in the 7.5 months we were in Milford, everything inside the house died. So,
Right.
or pretty much.
Yeah.
Also, all the batteries on the car. So I've disposed of one of my cars. It was had 200,000 miles on it. It was a Corolla, and my son-in-law is on a racing team called Le Mans, as in Le Mans, okay? Except that it's Lemon, as in lemon, okay? And so they race these cars, and the rules are that you can't pay more than $500 for the car. And then you can do all kinds of stuff after that. But the first thing they do is put a welded interior skeleton in the thing, steel pipe skeleton, so that unless you run it straight into a wall, it's pretty hard to do any serious damage. So it is now being recycled into the Le Mans racing circuit. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. That almost sounds like Crash 'em derby cars.
Well, except it's actually a race. It's not designed to crash into each other. It's actually a race. They do a number of different tracks, but they're all loops of some sort or another. And but the intention is not to crash into each other. It's not a dodge 'em kind of a thing.
What?
It's actually kind of funny.
Vicente's showing off. He's showing off my oscilloscope, my new oscilloscope.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got a new oscilloscope today.
What kind? What kind was it?
Timma.
Okay.
Oh, it's big. Big screen, 7 inch.
Yeah, it's according to the website, it's an 8-inch screen.
15 mega, 25 megahertz.
What
30.
is what?
It's a 30 megahertz.
30 megahertz.
Yeah.
30 megahertz?
Yep.
Okay.
Micro Center was closing that out for $100. Well, $103 plus tax.
Wow.
So
That's a good deal.
I said, I've been watching it for a while. It dropped from like $400 down to $160, and I was like, when it gets to 100, I'll buy it. So it got to 103, and I said, well, that's probably as close as it's going to get.
How many
So I bought it. Jim, turn off your other mic.
Great channel.
It's 2-channel.
I reconnected it. I got disconnected somehow. When I reconnected it, wasn't happy.
You have 2 different instances going on, Jim.
Turn the volume way down. And now let's try it.
We get a warning hand or something or another when this is going to happen.
I don't know. I don't know what happened with him. he disappeared and then he came back. I thought he was trying to do a you know, a two people thing, but that's not what he's doing. And I don't think he can hear us. Can you hear us, Jim?
Apparently not.
I don't think he can hear us.
So does it come with probes and so forth?
It did come with probes. What did I do with those? I set those somewhere. That it was a 10x, a 1x, and a 10x probe.
Oh, it's not a switchable then. It's
No, it was two different probes.
Two different probes.
Yeah.
That's actually better as far as I'm concerned, because I always discover someplace in the middle of making a measurement, I'm on 10x when I think I'm on 1x or vice versa.
It's got Ethernet and USB
pen drive for save your screen.
And you can do captures and all kinds of stuff with it. So it's not a bad. The review for it was pretty good, but you know, for $100, marked down from almost $400, that's not a bad price.
Yeah, now the problem is that you need to use it. Okay.
Well, that's what Patty said. What are you going to do with it? I said, I don't know. But if I don't go and buy it, it won't be there. So
yeah.
Mike, you look like you are in Paris. Your background is weird.
I got the bugs worked out of it.
It's a submarine or what?
That's Dr. Strange's museum.
Okay. Great. Looks nice.
Now, a couple years ago, Vincente, did you show soldering in a toaster oven? I remember seeing that once before, where somebody was just using
you can do that, but you need to control the temperature. But
yeah, I've got a chip I want to put on a circuit board. I'm a little leery of soldering it and toasting it.
Yeah, but it's complicated. You need to control the profile of the temperature. You need to go slow at the beginning to make all the components stabilize to 150 degrees, you know, because they expand and contract with temperature. So it's a slow curve to reach 150, and then you go to 220, usually, for 5 seconds in 220, and then go down, just cooling, natural, turn off everything, and he goes cooling. But it's delicate, because if you stay about 210, 220 for more than 5 seconds, you may destroy a lot of stuff.
That's pretty touchy.
Yeah. I am soldering plastic stuff, but I have to take care of the profile. You know, they specify how long and how much temperature you can apply to them. So, but you can make a controller for a roast oven, but there is also cheap Chinese ovens that you can choose the profile and protect your electronics.
Okay, I think I'll just buy the solder on pins, the little risers, and just solder those on and plug it in.
You can use a hot air gun that costs $30. You can solder a lot of stuff with that, with hot air.
Okay.
So, somebody's got some feedback going on right now.
And I'm supposed to be muted
It's
too.
Grand Puba.
Okay, my speaker is supposedly off.
No, I think it's the Grenade Poobah.
Yeah.
His spelling's different on his second name.
Yeah, I think the
Grenade. I've got the second one muted, Jim. Can you hear us? Can we hear you?
He's frozen.
I don't think he's frozen.
There he is. Moving.
He was just thinking.
Now the second one unmuted.
Out by the smoke.
Barry, show Jim how to mute. How to mute.
Let's mute that one. Okay. Can you hear us, Jim? I don't know. I really don't.
Well, he's muted according to my screen.
Yes. Now it's muted. Yeah,
well, I did that.
Now.
I did that.
You did that? Okay.
I did that. He's got two instances going on, and I don't know which one's causing the problem, but one of them is. One of them's causing a problem.
Maybe he's channeling the library.
Oh yeah, we haven't had problems in a while, so we need some problems in here, right?
As we know,
did everybody see that?
Nano RP2040.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Raspberry Pi Pico, right?
It is.
What they add to the board?
Yeah, they've added a Wi-Fi controller to it. IMU. They've added a bunch of other stuff to it.
So it's an Arduino what?
It's a Nano RP2040. So it's got the Raspberry Pi 2040 on it, the Pico, the Raspberry Pi Pico, plus
Wi-Fi model.
Plus some stuff. And that was sitting on my doorstep when I got home from Micro Center today. So I haven't really even had a chance to mess with it. But they just released this thing.
Micro Center is selling it?
No. I bought this directly from Arduino.
Okay.
And they just released it, I think, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I think was when I could order it, was Monday.
How much? 20 something?
More than I wanted to spend.
Yeah, 25.
It was almost $30 by the time you add shipping and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So is that actually shipped from someplace in the U.S. or shipped from Italy?
I think they have distributors here, I think.
It got here in I ordered it Monday and it got here today.
Okay.
It was shipped FedEx, and I know FedEx is a lot faster usually, but I honestly don't know where it came from.
I think they have distributors in the USA.
Yeah, I think it probably was shipped from the US, from somewhere in the States.
So there was no return address on the packaging?
No, I think it just said FedEx distribution on it. But it's got a smart 6-axis IMU with AI capabilities. 16 megs of flash, 22 digital and 20 with PWM. 20, so basically it's 20 PWM pins and 8 analog pins.
The pins are not pre-soldered, are they?
Actually, that was the craziest thing. So the one for $25 comes with pre-soldered pins. The one without the pins soldered was $24. So I figured I'd spend an extra $1 and let them solder the pins on.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I have fought with soldering pins on a small board like that before. So if they want to do it for $1, I'm good with that.
Yep.
Um,
How many
like-
USB connections does it have?
it's just the one.
Okay.
That's why I was playing with that cable, though. It's a micro USB. That's why I had that cable sitting.
It's not a C?
No, I was actually surprised that they didn't stick a C on there.
Me too.
But it's a micro.
It's cheaper. I don't know.
I guess I got to make money somewhere because they didn't charge me for soldering pins onto it. Like these pins, if you buy the stupid pins, sometimes they cost more than $1. It's got some interesting features, and it is ready. I mean, of course, the Arduino IDE supports it now, so should be interesting to play with, see what it can do. But that hasn't happened yet. I thought I had read somewhere where they were giving you free access to their cloud and a free license to OpenMV, which makes the price a little bit better. See,
they release a MicroPython library or MicroPython version for that.
It says on the website that it fully supports MicroPython. So I guess so. I'm going to have to dig into that a little bit more.
No, the microcontroller is already working on MicroPython. I mean, they have the libraries for the hardware,
Yeah.
For the internet access and for the INU.
Right. I'm going to have to see what they actually are doing. There we go. Without pin headers. A whopping $1 difference. Basically, I'm saying buy it with the pin headers.
Interesting. So that is the true blue Arduino as opposed to any kind of a clone.
Right. And the clone, me and Jim were kind of talking about this, that I thought $25 was a bit much for it, even though it's got some interesting features. So I saw this today from Seed Studio, but it does not have LED status display. It doesn't have the IMU. It doesn't have something else, but it is a RP2040 with Wi-Fi for $13. So from Seed Studio. So they're going to come. They're going more and more are going to come. It's just
it looks wider than the Arduino.
It looks like it's shorter too.
Yeah.
It looks like it's probably based on just their just the module itself.
Mhm.
And they've added a little extra circuitry to finish it out. But just the module itself is $7. So that's not a horrible price, I don't think, for
Nope.
something like this. And if you don't need the IMU, I guess that's a really good price. And if you don't need the RGB LED, then I guess you're all right.
So how's the Wi-Fi work on those?
I don't know.
Okay.
Haven't played with it.
I think it's another microcontroller with all
Yeah.
the stack and everything inside.
It
You
is,
use
yes.
like AT commands or something like that.
That would be my guess, is it's probably AT commands. It's not an ESP32 or an ESP8266. It is a U-Blox Ninja W102 radio modem. So they have, they've not using something else. They're using a U-Blox, which U-Blox makes a lot of GPSs. So they know radio stuff.
I know that Texas Instrument and U-Block, they made a lot of cheap internet devices and Wi-Fi stuff.
And I'm looking to see what Seed Studio is using, and they don't say what the Wi-Fi is. They just say it's a Wi-Fi chip. So it looks like the Seed Studio version is specifically designed for MicroPython. That probably doesn't mean that you can't use it with Arduino IDE.
Somebody's trying to start their motorcycle?
Sabotage.
It's still broken. Oh yeah.
I don't know why you're echoing like that, Jim.
Me either. It's gone now, but I can't hear anything, so maybe just as well.
Yeah, the Seed Studio version does not say what Wi-Fi chip they're using. It just says a wireless chip. So I don't know what that means. And
Maybe that's it.
I don't know, Jim, how you ended up with two instances. There are two of you in there. Are you on two different computers doing this?
Yeah, I just got a
that's why.
quad core.
That's why you've got us coming through both speakers and one mic. That's why there's an echo.
He's wanting to be Ray this week.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I was talking with a guy this afternoon at work, and he mentioned LoRa. And he said they're using it. They just started, they bought some that are self-contained temperature sensors.
Okay.
With non-replaceable batteries.
10 years or so.
You know, he says they're The one is working real good and it's expected to run for at least a year. The other one, he says, is sitting in a freezer at 32 degrees below zero.
Okay.
So he says they're only supposed to run at like 35 below was like the maximum. So he says it's just probably going to eat that thing up. So.
Oh, these are rechargeable batteries or non-replaceable batteries?
And he said it's a sealed unit is what they're playing with right now. So he says you can't replace the battery now.
Can you recharge the battery?
He says it was disposable.
You cannot open it. It's sealed. No.
I haven't seen it. He just told me they bought them and they were disposable. And
there are a lot of devices with this technique. They
ultrasonically welded together.
But shelves of plastic.
38 seconds, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Your time. Or for Art, it's lunchtime.
If you, you probably could open those units up and replace the battery, but you would destroy the case doing it.
Yeah. And maybe I'll ask for one as, if they're going to dispose of it in my direction.
That's the way to get them.